it's Akinkora, and today I would love to talk about how it took me 10 years to actually start doing my dream and start making YouTube videos, why it took me that long, and what made me actually get into starting to post videos. Let's talk about what stopped me from starting. So I had a very big fear of failure, thinking I'm too scared that if I will fail, what will I do? Because this has always been my dream. So I was always stuck in that dream bubble of thinking I would love to do YouTube, but I'm actually too scared to start. So I'm distracting myself and watching all this content about starting with YouTube. And I just distracted myself thinking I'm working towards my dream, but I wasn't actually planting that dream. And you can kind of imagine it a tree, and there was this quote that really made me realize I need to change my behavior and start doing and getting over that fear of failure. And that was that quote: the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, because then you could already get all the fruits. Second best day to plant a tree is to plant it today. That quote just stuck with me. It applies to so many things in life. We are basically missing out on so much. And there's also another quote: the longer you wait to live your dream life, the shorter amount of period you're going to spend living your dream life. I've had this dream 10 years ago. I was too scared to start. Over all these years, I came up with excuses of not having the right camera gear and skills and all that. There's people that literally start recording with the most basic thing just so they start improving, and then they just work with that. Literally, it has never been easier. Most phone cameras are good enough to start recording. I'm recording on my phone, and it's not the worst quality ever, and it makes no sense to come up with all these excuses. The next thing is the mentality of thinking, or what other people might tell you.
There's already so many big YouTubers. If you didn't start in 2009, there's no chance for you to get big on YouTube.
And that is one big lie that a lot of people think. And they kind of also use that as an excuse to not start, just thinking, oh, I'm overwhelmed and this is impossible to do. And there are so many accounts that prove you can start. And that's something that I did. I exposed myself to smaller content creators that are monetized but have less than 100K followers. So I would say a range of 1,000 to 50,000 followers. And I've seen a lot of them started within the last 2 years. So that really motivated me and showed me if you stay consistent and you consistently keep learning and improving your YouTube videos, you're able to get monetized in 1 to 2 years very easily. And it's only about learning to really stay motivated during the hard beginner time and facing all these setbacks and not getting any views and stuff. It can be really frustrating putting all that work in and not seeing it, getting the recognition that you might wish to receive off of it, but it's going to pay off. And there are so many things that you can already benefit from before getting monetized. So I followed an account, and she had one of her videos go viral with 200 followers, and now she has 25,000 followers in a very short period of time. And that just motivated me to see, yes, you can still start in 2023, 2024 as a YouTuber with 0 followers. I'm at around 170 followers now, and I just started 2 months ago. And for the fact that I didn't tell any of my family and friends about my YouTube channel, so I'm saying these are all strangers that I don't know, and they somehow found me and followed me, and I'm so grateful for that people are interested in the stuff that I'm talking about. I just want to tell you that it is worth it, and it's just a matter of where you put your mind to, of thinking I can do it or I cannot do it, and based on that your results will either be good or bad depending on what you think of yourself that you are capable of. Another thing that I did, and this is very crucial and a very great foundation for me at least, I built a career plan of things that I want to achieve in my life, and a lot of those things led back to starting a YouTube, because YouTube will be the best foundation for me to create a community with minded people and working to something bigger that I actually have as my biggest goal. But breaking it down, it all starts by starting a YouTube, being able to be a content creator and being flexible in my work times, where I work from, being able to have a dog. This is my core foundation of why I really want to do this and be able to make money off of my hobbies and being creative and being able to choose what I talk about. This is awesome, and this is my motivation to keep posting even though people might not even watch my videos. And I think you should do the same thing for you as your career plan, where you see yourself in 10 years and 5 years next year, and really break it down as small as possible, and also write a pro and con list about doing YouTube full-time and or not getting monetized on YouTube, still doing it as a hobby. How often do you want to post? Just write down all sorts of lists about YouTube and your feelings and what you associate with YouTube, and then just get into starting with that knowledge that you have now. The next thing is overcoming the fear of failure. Something that really helped me is when we talk of failure, it really depends on how you think about failure, because a lot of us might think about failure as something negative. Oh, we uploaded videos for 10 years on YouTube and we're still not monetized, and we might see it as a failure, but you don't necessarily need to see it as a failure. If you rather see it as a learning progress, okay, I didn't get monetized even though I might have planned that, but I learned other skills on that journey that now help me with my current job or with a job in the future, and I can use that YouTube account maybe as a reference. Or I learned to talk better in front of a camera, use less filling words, all that kind of stuff. So beneficial. And even if you don't get monetized, there's still so many things that you learn about and that will benefit you in your future in different areas of your life, maybe even with maybe relationships that you have with people. And you can really use YouTube as your outlet to talk about something. Maybe you're really nerdy about something that you can't talk about with your friends. If you use YouTube for that, that's perfect, because that way you won't feel the urge to tell your friends about this that might be annoyed that you keep talking about cars and animals or your kind of niche. You can just use YouTube as your outlet for that. And for me, that is personal development, personal growth. And I don't have too many friends that I can talk about this with. By choosing a certain niche and people go on YouTube looking for that niche, like, you are attracting exactly the people that you want to attract. And that's just another win-win situation. You don't need to have millions of followers. You can already have a couple of hundreds of followers, and it's going to be fun, and you're able to exchange certain advice for each other. That's just wholesome if you think about it. My last thing is, a lot of people, including me, are scared to start because of what friends might think. We all went to school sometime and had people making fun of other people that would start posting influencer kind of content or made fun of them and stuff, because obviously if you start out, everything is still a little bit awkward, and I still feel I'm a little bit in that awkward stage on my YouTube channel too. When I edit my videos and I see my face talking, do I really look like this when I talk, or do I just feel tensed up while I talk in front of a camera? I don't know, but for sure I can also agree that the longer you talk in front of a camera, the more it's going to look like a person, or you imagine yourself you're talking to a person, and it's going to feel more natural. The difficult thing about YouTube and filming yourself is that as soon as you're looking in the camera at the lens, if you look at people, you always get a reaction. Might be tired or looking away or all this and that. And talking to a camera, you get no reaction. It's just talking to a wall. There's no feedback, and then even if you upload it, and there might be good and bad feedback, whatever, but that's the thing that it's really hard to begin with. And a lot of the time I have so many interesting ideas to talk about certain topics, and as soon as I start talking in front of the camera, I'm okay, this is kind of embarrassing, or when I watch it after, I wanted to deliver that message way more differently that I think would be better. But we can only learn and improve if we keep practicing. No one was born a perfect athlete for the Olympics. If you look at the Olympics, they all need to practice. Most of them practice every day. No one of them was born being, maybe some of them had advantages being very athletic when they grew up and stuff, but they had to practice at some point to get where they are today. And the same thing goes with starting YouTube, starting a new language. You start with baby steps. And I feel as soon as we hit a certain age, a lot of people are just stuck in their jobs and not improving or learning new things, you're kind of stuck in that mentality, and everything that you're starting out at zero when we were kids and started learning how to write, started learning how to walk. This was all natural, and all of the people around us were learning it too. So we didn't really, I don't want to learn how to walk. You just want to walk because you want to be able to be independent as a kid. And the same thing, I think, needs to be applied to us as adults too, that there's still so much to learn and room to grow, but we also need to realize that everything starts very slow and you won't be fluent in Spanish within 1 week. And the same thing goes for starting a YouTube. You won't get monetized within the first weeks if you have zero experience. Yes, there were certain YouTubers that have a huge following and they started an account with 0 followers and they were able to monetize it in 1 month, but that is because they've already had another YouTube account for years and they know what works and what doesn't work. So what's missing is you don't have that experience, I don't have that experience, so of course it's going to take longer than a month, but that doesn't mean that we're not capable of getting monetized or getting good at that specific thing, getting good at that language. Yes, of course, if you start pronouncing it, you will have an accent. When I started learning English, my English didn't sound like it sounds today, and I was only able to get here because I was just continuing to improve my English, keep talking, and I went through that whole awkward stage of having a very strong accent and small vocabulary to getting better every day. And a lot of the time, because our improvement is so minor, we don't even see how much we're growing. But then if you look back from years ago or listen to old audios of my voice or looking at YouTube videos that we posted a year ago, you're able to see, okay, I really improved with my thumbnails, with my titles, with my storytelling, with the way that I talk to the camera, with my equipment, software, anything. And then you need to be able to be proud of yourself and also clap yourself on the shoulder. You really did this and you really believed in yourself. And I would recommend yourself to not tell anyone about your account so you don't feel awkward, because I know that helped me a lot with my first videos, knowing that no one of my old classmates or coworkers know about this account. So I can just talk anything and I don't need to feel embarrassed, because everyone that's going to watch it doesn't know me in person, and no one's going to, I go to work and they're, oh, I've just seen your funny video about this and that, and you can't really get hurt and you're still in that kind of bubble of experimenting what works and what doesn't work. And I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!